Hey guys, welcome back, and time for justice. Okay, so we've got 4 options. Close curtains, bullets hit flesh, Kim fell to the ground, sudden breeze from window, let's try that. Wind blew the curtains open and I suddenly realised I might be seen by a sniper. I must be worried to Lieutenant Gibbs when he fell down. He heard a bird chirping. Then he leaned back. At the same time, I heard a bullet coming through the air. But only grazed my left arm, but it was still able to give me severe injury. Hey, don't, said to John Gum. I couldn't stop him. Things went completely out of control. Okay. Bullet hits flesh first of all. No. Blood was gushing out of Kim's body, but a bullet had gone through his brain. Did not come from my gun. It was from a sniper far away. Okay. Kim was dead, but truth was now gone with him forever. After I become a wanted fugitive. So we got some options. Started off with Renee. Okay, so I'm going to start the Okay. When I heard the sound of a bullet coming from the air, I knew it was already too late. No time to dodge, nor pull Kim up as a shield. But I had a thermal scope, able to shoot through the curtains blocking my view. Bird chirping must have been a signal. Damn it, they got me. I've seen people shot by a sniper rifle countless times. It's so difficult to describe a feeling. I watched as the bullet entered the front of my body. I could feel it blast a gigantic hole in my back. I couldn't feel the pain nor the heat. All I could feel was that it was all over. Okay. Just doing this now to Kim up front. Bird chipping bullet hit flesh. Breathe. Flesh first. I am just doing randos right now. Okay, so Kim up first. Can't be there. Sudden breeze first of all. Kim, bullets, bird. Kim, bird, bullets. Bird, Kim, bullets. Bird, bullets, Kim. Oh yes, we got one. What's this one? A sniper shot from far destroyed Lieutenant Kim's shoulder blade. My instincts immediately pulled Kim out in front of me as a shield. Otherwise I would have been the one who got hit. Bird chirping must have been a signal. Pulled Kim off the floor. When I grabbed his shoulder, Kennedy stuck my right arm in his wound. He had a scream of pain. Keep screaming, you better let everyone elsewhere hear you. Sniper vanished almost instantly. It was complete chaos on the ground. Seemed like the old man had not ordered a shot. Must be actually with pretty face again. Loudspeaker buzzed again. I promise you I will personally supervise the investigation of Min Jun's case. You won't be detained, you will not, and you can be part of a team until we uncover the truth. Trust me, Lieutenant Kang. I could hear how sincere the old man was just from his voice. It reminded me of the time he handed the appointment letter. With a little more time to find definitive evidence to convict Kim. J. Girl would have wanted that too, right? I sat down by the wall next to Kim and waited for the old man to send his people in. I was exhausted. A few minutes later, a 5-person team entered the house. Strangely, they were all wearing bulletproof vests. One of them untied Kim's hands and feet. I stood up on my own, but he didn't try to take me in. Instead, 5 guns were shoved in my face point blank. Took another look. All of them were from Unit 3. Heh. It wasn't the old man's fault. It was me who had been too trusting. 5 fingers touched their triggers simultaneously. They pulled a little, and a little more. Pins hit the bullets. Bullets without the barrels, with swirling airflows of a tail. They were flying towards me. No, they were flying above me. Oh no, it was me who was falling to the floor. Someone had grabbed my ankle and pulled me down. All 5 of them were in shock for a brief moment, before one of them was suddenly struck down after being hit by a palm from above. 1 down. The second one was kicked in the crotch. He curled up into a ball and rolled into a corner. 2 down. Third one was hit by a series of heavy punches, last of which sent him flying to the other end of the room. Knocking out the 4th man. Only one left, with his weapon snatched from his hand by a white ribbon. He was so scared he jumped out of a broken window immediately. All of a sudden, there was no left in the room but Kim, me and that stupid kid, Chang Yong-min, who was breathing heavily and had blood gushing all over his face. He must have been through some stuff earlier too. He tossed me a small metal box with a recorder. I pressed play. Kim's voice came out. Next to us, Kim himself wet himself upon hearing his own voice. Hey, where the hell did you? I stopped myself. I realised the kid had fallen asleep. Fallen asleep while I was standing up. I moved the kid's right arm and over my shoulder. I felt his coat up against a gold scar on my neck. It got gotten wet while I was still a kid, trying to save someone from a fire. I was 13 years old. I was walking past a burning house and someone was calling for help. I was in a quiet rural area. I couldn't see any other people nearby, so I had no choice but to rush in. Inside a raging fire, I carried a little child on my back while trying to get out of the house. My pants caught fire. A nearby cabinet collapsed, 2 nails sticking from a piece of wood getting caught in the neck. The only thought in my mind was, why am I so unlucky? I'm just passing by. So a kid I'd just saved was crying and thanking me. I suddenly wanted to say something funny to him. I remembered a line from a cartoon that was on the TV every day. Here of a show would yell the same line at the end of every episode. I irritated him and yelled, "This is my justice!" The kid laughed. So did I. Later I became a policeman, although not many good things happened to me since then. Disappointment, despair, feeling of powerlessness. I wanted so badly to accomplish anything I couldn't. So I knew I made the wrong decision. And no regrets. Hey!
만약 돌아갈 수만 있다면.
Oh, we got an ending there. Let's quickly do it. Goodbye, Busan Police Precinct. The weather was awful again, but I had decided to take a walk, a real walk. When I had learned I needed to write 2 more pointless reports, I calmly went back to my seat, creating a new document typed in resignation letter. Honourable Sergeant Young, then what? Well, whatever. Honourable Sergeant Young, I want to resign. Save. Too bad stupid old fart wasn't here. Why was it printed and thrown in his face? Sitting in the hall of the embassy, waiting to apply for my visa to another country. I was packed with people because of weather. The floor was covered with muddy shoe prints. Took a waiting ticket, put it close to my eyes. I could see the number. It was still felt a little warm in my hand. 1239. Since the fighting in the woods, my sight had become terrible. Well, since I didn't know how to fire a gun anyway, it didn't really make that much of a difference. The number on the screen was still 3 digits. Really? Were so many people going abroad every day? So I had no choice but to find an empty seat and wait. Korean ginseng, kimchi, and what? Oh, spicy sauce. Yes, you want to make kimchi yourself? And why do you need to bring kimchi? Sitting next to me was an old, grey-haired Chinese man who was on the phone, speaking loudly in a foreign language which attracted some attention. But this husky Chinese had triggered some of my memories. I was going to China this time too. I was a big, bold monk I knew lived there. He was about the same age as the old man next to me. There was also a bunch of men of different ages who were training with him. We all had the same haircut, but also different and vibrant. In that place, there was no flattery or disdain, or cheating or lying. Every day all I need to do is keep my practice and train, nothing else. Remember what master liked spicy food? Maybe I should bring some kimchi. Actually, never mind, I had too many moths at Shaolin Temple. Too many mouths, even. If I bought something just for master, it might be better off not bringing anything at all. Well, I could bring some spicy sauce myself too, and make kimchi for him. It would be more convenient anyway. First time I met master, he'd been practicing in a bamboo forest by himself. I was in the middle of a Mount Sung, Major Temple. He was the first Shaolin monk I'd ever met, and he knew Kung Fu. 14-year-old me was so in awe that I thought he'd just met a god. He dropped to my knees and asked him to take me on as a disciple. Master didn't have a lot of words. He simply asked me, why do you want to learn Kung Fu? I said, to fight for justice. He said nothing except to tell me to go hold a rock and left. So I'd held a 25-kilogram rock and struck a horse dance in a bamboo forest for the whole night to show my dedication and determinism. Not until later I'd learned the Master was not particularly seen in a temple. Even so, I was still very lucky. Where a temple trained my disciples was pretty similar to regular school. They had some training martial arts as well as regular school. But Kung Fu I learned this way would be more than enough to self-defense. Way too basic for fighting crime. My master was not like the others. Not only did he teach me for free, he also taught me many more things than the paying students. We would meet in a bamboo forest outside of a temple every day before Solomon came out. I always had fantasized about learning incredible art of Chinese Kung Fu, so I learned Chinese on my own and watched tons of Chinese Kung Fu movies. I was always particularly fascinated by the skill of pigtail fighting. I've grown out of my hair so I could learn about it. Hassan told me we didn't know about the tail would probably still be growing in my head. By the time I was old enough to enroll in the police academy, I said goodbye to Master and left the temple. I've been back for 5 years. The number kept rolling on the screen, although it didn't seem to be going any faster just because there were so many people waiting in the hall. These damn officials, can't you guys be a little more efficient? Once one left complained, she threw a ticket on the table and left. Took a peek for a number. It was 194. Wow, what a low number. I was just about to reach for it, my old man next to me grabbed it first, and he gave me a smile. Oh well, you should have it then. I was in no hurry to go back. Go back for what? To help the old fart make up stories when he'd gone for business, how many conferences he'd attended, how much he'd expensed for receptions. If Lieutenant Kang had been there, he would have said it's all bullshit to his face. If he was still here, I clenched my fist so tightly, but without realising it, almost crumpled the ticket entirely and stopped myself and unfold it. After who knew how long, it was finally my turn. By the time I was finally done, it was way past business hours. I went back to Unit 1, but half the lights had already been turned off, and the officer Ji Yun was still there. She was cleaning the trash out of the office. And out of the sigh, rolled up my sleeves and took the trash out of her hands. Before I left the office, I threw a resignation letter into her old fart's desk. Farewell, Busan Police Precinct. Okay, that's interesting about this. 194. I've got 139. .491, 419. Okay, 419 is an interesting number apparently. 419. Although I didn't have any memories about one-night stands, it reminded me of a night when Kim Jong-ho had been arrested. Kang had summoned everyone at a celebratory party at the Blue Lady. That night, Jaeger Wanyama declared that everything was on his house. It was an absolute riot on the bar. After I told drunken Jaeger about the story about what happened that night after I left Blue Lady, he cried. Put a picture of Lieutenant Jaeger stuck at the table, pulled me up from a street seat, and made me bow to a picture while we were weeping uncontrollably. Ooh. I see him. When he went to find and learn he was a younger brother, Lieutenant Jaeger, and would have been such a close friend of Kang. Kang and I didn't leave Blue Lady until it was almost daytime. We left Jaeger asleep in the bar. On the way back, Kang was telling me about lots of stories about the days when he'd been in Unit 2. There was a transfer request mixing the order reports due to an earlier. I remembered. It can't be mine. I never printed mine. Ha! So you did write one. Kang just burst out laughing and kept walking when I realised he'd just been duped. I remember wondering to myself, was letting Kang forcing me to leave? But I'd done something great. Gang had assigned more than 20 newbies to me over the years, every single one except Min Jun and Ji Yun had a written transfer request at some point. And they all eventually left. Kang slowed down, he was still walking in front of me. The cool moonlight was shining his back. First time he seemed a little exhausted. I sat myself and watched with Kang kept walking further ahead. His figure looked smaller and smaller. He must look like an old man. I took a deep breath. Kang! I'll follow you until the end of days! Lieutenant Kang turned around, off from distance and smiled. Whatever. When I had to catch up with him, when I felt a few raindrops on my face, It kept getting heavier and heavier until I realised it was actually snowing. Snowing in June? Was something good about to happen? No, it wasn't. After I firmly believed we would have a great future together. However, reality immediately gave a clueless self a cool wake-up call. That night was the last night we ever saw Jago. A few days later, it had been confirmed missing, his body floating in the ocean. Body was bloated, his eyes and organs were all gone. There was a long, stitched-up wound on his chest. It started decomposing. The symbol had been carved into the sky. It looked like a smiley face. Ever since then, Lieutenant Kangen seemed a little lost. Sometimes would even respond to us calling his name. A few days later, he disappeared too. Perhaps he found some lead to Jago's death and decided to pursue him. Maybe he'd turned into some trouble. Whatever the case, we couldn't get in touch with him anymore, no matter how hard we tried. 2 months later, Captain Gong made an announcement to transfer the only 2 remaining members of Unit 4 to Unit 1. Joining Unit 1 used to be a dream of mine. Everyone told me it was the largest, strongest unit in Criminal Investigation Division. We only ever had over 40 official members. Once I became part of it, however, I finally learned how vital Unit 1 truly was. Unfortunately, no matter how much I missed the days in Unit 4, I couldn't go back to there again. To news how long it was finally my turn. My time was finally done, it's way past business hours. There will be some police precinct. Okay. Let's see if I can get a better number. So 149, let's try that. Next up 194. 491 I've tried, so let's try 941. Or 914. 914 is apparently one. Wow, a small number. I was about to reach for it when an old man next to me grabbed for it first, but he took a look at the ticket and threw it back at it in a bin. 914. The old man must have been a little superstitious. Finished the application 2 hours earlier than expected. Still early. I went back to the station. Unit 1 still made me feel miserable. Senior officers who were completely oblivious to other people kept smoking. Gio was making coffee in the break room for over 20 people. She looked tired and bored. The officer wing of Unit 1 was probably 10 times larger than 4's, and only half the seats were occupied. Most people were absent were not out fighting crime, were just simply missing work. As soon as I sat down, Ralph looked up from his newspaper. "You finished the report?" "Almost." It was almost time to throw my resignation letter in his face. I opened file and clicked print. The printer behind me started buzzing. Meanwhile, the phone on my desk happened to ring at the same time. I reluctantly picked up my phone. As soon as I heard a familiar voice on the other side, tears started flowing out my eyes. Midnight. The only office with lights was Captain John Gong's. Jayan and I walked up his desk and turned in our badges and guns. I took one step back and gave this man who had just met his first time one last salute. Cool. Yay! We've got 52 minutes to do that one and that one. We'll try that next time, shall we? Bye bye.